Boom, 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 boom. Ah, I'm back. I am back here now. Oh. Whew. Okay. Everything seems good, so I don't know why, but the chat on YouTube, like the streaming room, I guess, is acting really weirdly. Oh well. Ooh, way too fast damage. I know how that feels. Oh, I hate when that happens. Uh, yep. The live control room. Yeah, for some reason, there's just a monkey on the live control room chat thing. I have no idea why. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. Wait, let me just. Monkey. A very weird looking monkey holding a hammer in that style of, I guess, like corporate animation. I think it's weird. I don't know why it's that way. Oh well. Huh. This is a bit slow. Um. hmm. Yeah, I know, right? It's just. Ugh. I don't like it. Not at all. Oh well. Ah! Ah, ah, ah. Hmm. See, let's just get some classical music. Maybe it's been long enough that I don't have to worry about them. You know what? Maybe. Hopefully. Not cooked at all. Actually, I'm pretty sure they did the opposite of cooking. Like they somehow made the thing raw when it's already cooked or something. Oh, they froze it. Yeah, I somehow forgot. Anyways, for the return of this little the Folklore Friday, I decided to choose a story that's once again pretty near and dear to my heart. That I know that I can recite probably off the top of my head, but I don't want to be too wrong. So reference uh I'm gonna look at the Wikipedia page every now and then, just to be sure. Yeah, that art style is. Hmm. Yeah, I don't even think that they paid the. I don't. I wouldn't put it past them to just like, mm, get it for free or something for like exposure and stuff. They're so bad. I don't know who came up with it and why they think that was a good idea. They're just ugly, to be honest. Okay. So the story today is about Thanh Giong, which literally means like the Giong the saint, I guess. Giong the saint. Thánh meaning like, Thánh can be like translated to saint, but also some gods here are have that title too, like the Thánh. So I don't know. I would say it's like at least like if they're divine in some ways, then they probably if they have Thánh as a title, they probably are divine in some way, like have divinity or something. Now Thanh Giong is also known by another moniker, Phù Đồng Thiên Vương, which means like heavenly king or like prince, depending on the context. But I usually see him like referred to like with the symbol, like Chinese symbol for king. So the heavenly king of Phù Đồng being the village that he came from. I guess it means to convey like Saturn or something. Yeah, they just have weird ones. The colors aren't even that good. Ugh. At least like the blue screaming one and the red like one looks a bit good, nice. Decent. At least, but other than that, everything else just seems. Ugh. Okay, where was I? Yeah, that monkey! That exact monkey! It's what shows up when I look at my live control room. That exact monkey looking back at me. It isn't even looking at something, it's just there. I don't know why. The scuff monkey, I call it. The scuff monkey. Ugh. I hate it. Let's see now. Oh, right. I just talked about like the name. Yeah, Phù Đồng Thiên Vương is his like title, moniker or something. And well, he's part of he's one of the four heavenly kings of like the Vietnamese version of the four heavenly kings called the Four Immortals. They have like the four heavenly kings too. They're just not that related to folklore. The Four Immortals, literally just Tứ Bất Tử, meaning four immortals. Which also actually includes one of the guys I already talked about, Sơn Tinh Thủy Tinh. Actually, some debate about if he's actually the right there. Some researchers believe he is the Vietnamese version of the heavily king of warfare and usually force. Give me a second, I need to know how to pronounce that. Copy to nouns.
Mace Navarra.
That is definitely
Mace Navarra.
let's see. How do I pronounce it?
Vaishravana.
Vaishravana. Yeah, that one. Some researchers believe that he's an incarnation of version of Nova in Vietnam. Though I don't actually know his story that much. Maybe. The Japanese name is Bishamonten. At least I have that. Wait, Bishamonten. Wait. Isn't that? Well, now. At least they, So he's somewhat related to Ritsugi Kenshin in some ways. That's cool. Okay. So, finally, to start up the story. So, once upon a time, Vietnam was once again invaded by an unnamed Chinese army. This is the army you see on the thumbnail. Full of armed men with weapons and stuff. And they were making pretty good progress on invading Vietnam again. And so the people prayed for someone or something. They prayed for a deus ex machina, basically. And well, for a long time, nothing seemed to be happening. Until one day, an old widow was walking home from the fields when she saw a huge footprint, like inhumanly big footprint on the ground where she was walking. And out of curiosity, she wanted to, for some reason, she thought that, that footprint is pretty huge. I wonder how big it is compared to mine. And so she put her foot into the footprint to see. And well, most depictions usually have the footprint like almost like longer than she is tall, so I don't know why she. Anyways, after that, she came home from that extremely weird thing. I still don't know why there's that there. That why was that included? Maybe someone just had a foot thing. Anyways, when she got back, she suddenly became very pregnant, even though most depictions had her like already an old woman with a full head of white hair. And she carried that baby through a very weird term. Some versions had it that she carried the baby for years, almost, until she finally gave birth to a boy. However, this boy, oh man, this boy was not he was not normal. Like even without the whole pregnancy thing, he was not normal at all. Because, well, for the first 3 years of his entire life, he did not move at all. He only laid where he was laid and never spoke a word at all. Just lying there. Though he was still alive though, and presumably he was fed. Presumably. Though I would not put it past him that somehow he survived without food for that long, for 3 years. Anyways, however, one day when he was 3 years old, or sometimes I see it like be 5 years old, basically he's still a toddler when an emissary of the king of the country was basically calling for anyone who would volunteer to be in the king's army so they could push back against the Chinese army. Well, when the little toddler heard the emissary's voice and what he had to say, he for the first time sat up by himself and spoke in like fluently spoke to his mother for the first time. His first words were, "Hey, mom, can you? Yeah, okay. Bring that man to me right now, the emissary. I need to talk to him." And the mother was absolutely like, you know what? Sure, you're weird enough. And so she called the emissary and brought him to her home, where the child was already sat on the bed, and he very confidently told the emissary to tell the king to make him iron armor, a set of iron armor, an iron horse, and an iron rod. The emissary was very confused because what was this? Why was this child saying this to him? But of course, he put together that this doesn't sound like some kind of prank or like just a kid being a kid. This is probably the divine intervention people have been praying about. And so he relayed everything he knew. The emissary relayed everything he knew to the king, who obliged, and soon enough, a team of blacksmiths were gathered to make him his armors. Meanwhile, in the village, the child told the mother to feed him as much as she can, and when the mother alone could not sate the child's appetite, the rest of the village there pitched in, and together they raised the child, and the child grew, and he grew and grew and grew until his head touched the ceiling and none of his clothes would fit. Seeing that, the mother finally named him Giong, meaning something like fast. Basically, fast growing. Actually, let me see if I can. I don't. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what the meaning of his name is. I just know that it means fast. Anyways, as time passed and the kid grew, the kid now named Giong grew, eventually the king came with all of the stuff he requested for. But when Giong, still 3 years old, but a giant 3 years old, wait, wait, I lost my train of thought. Okay. So, when the king brought all of the stuff there, he realized that one, the armor didn't fit because Giong had grown too big. The horse would collapse under his weight, and the iron rod just snapped in his hands. And the king, now seeing the enormous child in front of him, decided that, yeah, this is what we need, but we should probably get something better for him. And so the king did, and the second time, not much luck. It still wasn't enough. And so finally, after he gathered all of the blacksmiths in the entire country, finally they made something that would fit him and carry his weight. And so with all his gear gathered in one place, Giong then put on his armor and hopped onto the horse, the iron horse. which immediately, upon contact, burst into life and flew him out to the battlefields, where he began to pick off the army. Now, a flying horse made out of metal is already cool enough, but this horse can also breathe fire through his nostrils. It's a metal horse that can fly and breathe fire. A fire-breathing metal horse. Think about that. That is so cool. This is why he's so iconic. Like, just imagine seeing that while you were in the battlefield. Like, yeah, you'd be terrified. And then on top of the giant horse, the giant fire-breathing horse, it's also a giant person. I don't actually know if he the wording was kind of strange, and I don't actually know if he like grew into a man in that small window, or he actually just became a giant baby. But basically, he still became a giant. So, a giant horse with his rider. And anyways, the imagery. Actually, there's this imagery right here. This image right here. I'm just gonna save image as. Okay, I'm gonna show you this because it's so cool. Okay. Desktop. There we go. Behold. Thanh Giong beating up people with his fire-breathing horse. Beautiful to me. Let me just actually, let me just move myself. There we go, so you can see him. Yep, that's the savior. And well, all the fighting, like one-man armoring, all that fighting and one-man armoring, eventually takes a toll on anyone and anything. And so his iron rod broke. But undeterred by what just happened, Zhong instead uprooted an entire bunch of bamboo, like an entire forest of bamboo, to use as his rod and to beat off the enemies. And if that wasn't cool enough, the fire-breathing horse was breathing onto the bamboo, turning it a golden hue. A golden hue. So now, imagine you are a Chinese soldier you're fighting to invade a land in the south, and over the horizon, you see a giant riding a giant iron horse in the sky, while breathing fire, and with an entire bamboo forest at his disposal to whack and eliminate the entire Chinese army. Yeah, I would be terrified too. And this is why the battle came to an end soon after that. And after the country was saved, instead of uh, returning as a hero, uh, Zhang will climb to Zhang went to the tallest mountain in the area, put all his armor down, put the bamboo forest back in its place, and rode off on his horse into the skies, never to be seen again. But that is only one version of it. There's another very popular version of his end, which says instead that while he pushed back all of the armies and saved the country, Zhang also got a very fatal wound on his body, and so Zhang decided to go to a nearby lake, swim in it a few rounds, and then have some dinner, have like an entire meal, and then climb the mountain, and died in the forest, in the jungle, I mean. And then he became a saintly figure. No, and then he became and then he ascended. Yeah, ascended. That's what I was looking for. And then he ascended into the skies, never to be seen again. But still, to this day, there are temples dedicated to him. Not only that, but there's an entire festival. Let's see. On the 4th day of the 4th month of the Vietnamese calendar, which is a lunar calendar. That is when the festival in his honor starts. And let's see. That is basically the entire story about Thanh Giong, or Phù Đồng Thiên Vương, one of the heavenly kings of Vietnam, and a beloved childhood figure. Now, a funny, well, not funny, is thing, a trivia, I mean, about Zhong's escapades, I think it's the word. Sounds battle. I mean, was that during the battle, the fire-spitting horse accidentally burnt a village when he was riding it into battle. And so that battle, that village is now called Chai village. Literally means burnt village. They literally called themselves that. Hmm. And basically, that is the story of Fudong Temple. See, I've actually like in lit, we've actually like studied this entire story, like in a lot of the classes in different levels. We studied this story, and the consensus is that he is like a spirit of the people, the anti-invasion spirit of the people in particular. And so I mean, if I was to give him like another title, it would be like something like the god of protection or something, I guess. Give me a moment, I need water. I actually once made a food servant about him. I don't remember much about that, but I do remember like seeing something that let's see if I can find that picture. Let's see now. Ah, there it is. Let me just see. I'll get that. Oh wait, this the legendary thing. Give me a moment, I need to. It doesn't relate to this particular one, but I just... Oh, let's see. Save image. There we go. Okay. Oh no, it's. Oh no, it's. It's freezing. It's freezing. Okay, it's good now. I'll do this. I believe this is it. Maybe? There we go. Yeah. The quality is wacky. But as you can see, in the middle is the Vietnamese King Arthur. Of course, he has a saber face. This is like fan content, so it's not actually canon. But as you can see, Thanh Giong is right there. This is Thanh. This is Thanh Giong. But wait. This is a fake version of Thanh Giong, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'd say the horse need to be a little bit more mecha to fit with the theme, the FGO meta, and also this lady right here. This is Bà Triệu, also from Vietnam, and she's like the coolest feminist ever. She's not really part of folklore though. She's more like a historical figure. Let me just. She is known for well, she's in Civilization 6. Oh wow. Huh. Wait. Wait, it has what? She has voice lines there? Wait! Oh my god! She has a voice line. She has voice lines in the game. Anyways, the quote. Yes, the quote. She is quoting as saying like, "I want to ride the wind and walk on the waves, slay the whales of the sea, clean up the frontiers, and save the people from drowning." Save the people from. Wait, no, there. I got the wrong swords. I want to ride storms, kill orcas in the open sea, drive out the aggressors, reconquer the country, and undo the ties of serfdom. Not to bend my back, to be the concubine of whatever man. That is Lady Chiu. And she's the second rebel in Vietnamese history. Rebel leader. in Vietnamese history, right after the Chung sisters. Right after the Chung sisters in like the timeline of invasions and rebellions, at least. Yeah. She's also rumored to have like um um um, she is rumored to have like very long, like 3 foot long boobs, breasticles, 3 foot long, like almost a meter of breast. A meter long breast. Each side. And the way she would manage them is to basically wrap it around her back and use something to tie it over. So yeah, I think that if any she is very prone to I don't think that any games, even FGO, would be able to match her and match that level of okay. Okay, I think I'm a bit better now. Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, I think I'm a bit better. Anyways, that tangent aside, there's another tangent. I have to go here first. Okay. Let's just use that one too. Wait, where is it? No, no. There? No. There. Ah, there it is. The second tangent. Okay, let's go. Come on. There we go. A legendary image in the community. Ah! Wait, what? What? Huh? What? Ah! Wait, what just happened? Okay, Oh, wait, no, not you, not you, not you. You. This is the tangent I want to talk about. Let me just... Make it smaller, smaller. You have the exact opposite problem. Behold, one of my favorite things ever. Something and Sweeting reimagined as Lancer and Archer duking it out. You can still see his nipples poking through, which is actually it's pretty on point for Archer, to be honest. This image has been circulating for so long now, for as long as I can remember. In the Viet fandom, this thing has been floating around. So, because of that, and because the unfortunate tendency for Viet fandoms back then to like just not credit anyone at all. I have no idea where this came from at all. It's just saved on my phone. Give me a second. Sorry about that, my cat was scratching the door. Anyways, this is what I saw when I typed in FTO Vietnamese servant. I love the fandom. It's so silly. So, any questions about Zong? Is that the right thing to ask after this sort of stuff? I've been out of practice, as you can imagine. Oh, right, I wanted to. Boys Ravana. Or Bishamonte. It's one of the four eminent kings considered most important an important figure in Buddhism. God of warfare and usually portrayed as a warrior king. It's based on Kubera, deity of wealth, for some reason. Oh, there's the... Huh. There's also Davantian. What's a calc? A loan translation, okay. And there's also the Samontian. Bishamonten. Yep. Wait, what do you mean, Iron Man? Ah, a statue. Okay, I'm gonna just read word for word the account that says he's Fu Dong Thiên Vương is Bishamonten from the Wikipedia itself. It is sourced from Viet Điện U Linh Tập. In Viet Điện U Linh Tập, Thanh Giong is also known as Sóc Thiên Vương, which is the heavenly king of Sóc, most likely the mountain named Sóc, which also means squirrel, by the way. This version does not specify when the story was set, nor who was the enemy. It says that in the old days, there was an enemy in the country, and the king ordered his emissaries to find someone who can defeat the enemy. The heavenly king, which is what Thanh Giong is called in the story, was a baby at the time. Having heard the news, he told his mother to prepare a lot of food for him. And a few months later, he grew into a big man and joined the army. The emissary brought him to the capital. The king was very happy and asked him what he wanted, to which the heavenly king asked for a long sword and an iron horse. The king accepted. The heavenly king drew his sword and rode his horse into battle. Once he defeated the enemy and restored peace in the country, he rode his horse to Veiling Mountain, which is, if I translate it correctly, would be like protector spirit mountain. Yeah. And then he climbed onto a banyan tree and flew away. People then erected a temple to worship him, and the Li dynasty also erected a temple dedicated to him in Gao Hương village near West Lake. Thiên Uyển Tập Anh has a follow-up to the story. That in the early Lê dynasty, Buddhist monk Huang Viet traveled to Veiling Mountain and wanted to build a house there. But that night, he dreamt of a deity who wore gold armor, carried a golden spear in his left hand, and a tower in his right hand, followed by more than 10 people. And the deity said, "I am the Samon Thiên Vương. My escorts are all Yaksha. The Heavenly Emperor sent me to this country to help the people. You are blessed to be able to talk to me." The monk woke up and heard loud cries in the mountain. The next day, he found a large, unusual tree in the mountains. He cut it down and built a temple. In 891, the Song dynasty invaded. Emperor Lê Hoàn told Buddhist monks to pray at the temple. The Song army at Tây village suddenly retreated to Chi River. They were then met with a large storm and withdrew back from China. Lê Hoàn built more temples to the Samon Thiên Vương. Oh wow, the English here is bad! I had to... No. Nope. Someone need to read... Someone need to check this. The English is off. Like, it's really off from here. Man. Why is that? Like, does it... give me a second. See, let's move this. Not just... There. Select the window. There we go. There. Look at this. Look at this mess. Let me just zoom in on the thing that bugs me. Like, come on. Lê Hoàn built more temple to the Samon Thiên Vương. There's no... Anyways. How do I... There we go. And that's another tangent. Talk about bad English. see, is there anything else? Okay. Yeah, that's about it for what I have on Thanh Giong. He's been. Wait. I think I. Heck yeah! I have a storybook about this. Right here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yep. Huh. He's a lot bigger in this. Yeah. I had a feeling I already had this. The Legend of Saint Zhang. Right next to me. But of course, I forgot until like the end of this. Of course. Of course. Of course. Wait, let me see something real quickly. Yeah, we have 2 more Fridays until the end of October, but I have something already planned for the 31st, which is on the Friday. Yeah, so the 24th, there will be a special kind of, I guess, Folklore Friday, mostly on the ghosts that inhabit Vietnamese folklore. I am not that good in that particular subject though, so I'll need a lot of time for that. Mostly to just find which one I want to actually try and try and tell, because there are a lot of ghosts and monsters and stuff. I mean, I could go with like some classic Mad Bone Demon. I mean, there's also just the really weird. There's something very weird about Vietnamese mythology, like folklore, and is that they seem to have an obsession with things that are very long that shouldn't be that long. Because there's also a another Vietnamese figure, a ghost this time, with long boobs, and also a let's see, and also a demon, a ghost with a very long tongue. I have no idea why they think on that particular dimension. Why they think that particular dimension is somehow malevolent, or just not actually malevolent, just weirdly special, I guess. there is a lot of stuff. I have a book on that. There are also a lot of ones that kind of resemble Japanese yokai that now I'm seeing. Oh, there are vampires too. From the Thai people of Vietnam. Oh yeah, I'm going with... Yep. Next week, it's gonna be Vietnamese vampires. It's gonna be weird. I will say that. Vietnamese vampires, everyone. You're gonna love it. It's so weird. Please be there for that. I am super excited. Bookmark this. And anyways, that's gonna be it for today. It's a relatively short stream from what I usually do. But then again, I've already said everything that I need. Maybe a bit too quickly, maybe a bit too long. Who knows? Anyways, thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll see each other in the future. Goodbye!